to educate, train, and deploy truly qualified new teachers in science and math and foreign language and technology. Use the money to identify the practices that are producing world-class excellence in schools and implement them elsewhere in America. The system we've got now is a failure. It's making it worse in a lot of places. 80% of our schools have already cut back on history, economics, music, and the arts, and it is designed over time by teaching to a test that is given to get a federal check to actually lower student performance, not raise it. It should be bagged. We should begin again. We know what works, and we should empower the teachers to do it. Let me tell you something. The reason she's the only candidate telling you she'll do that is because she's been in the classrooms for 30 years, because she supervised our education reform program when I was governor of Arkansas. When we started, a national expert said our schools were the worst in the country. When I came here running for president in '92, the same person said that under Hillary's leadership, we had one of the 2 most improved school systems in America. She will do this for you. If you don't like it, you should vote for her for president. And finally, you ought to vote for her because she knows that every young American should be able to go to college, stay there, finish, and go as far as you can. Here's her program. Raise the Pell Grants every year to keep up with inflation and college costs. More than double the tuition tax credit to $3,500 a student a year. Crack down on the abuses of the private student loan companies that are charging outrageous interest rates. Okay, this is a really personal issue with her. You know, when Hillary and I met in law school, we were already up to our ears in debt. We were poor as church mice, and we had all these loans. I had 6 jobs, never more than 3 at once. But the difference in our situation and yours was profound, because we lived in an era where the president and the Congress, without regard to party, understood that we had a moral obligation to give our kids a chance to get educated and an economic necessity to do so, so I could borrow the money from the federal government at 2%. That's the difference. Now, look, I came from the 2nd poorest state in America. I was the first person in my family to go to college. I was raised by a stepfather who was a high school dropout. You know what that says to a kid like me? And look, even my mama didn't think I was going to be president. I was just some other kid going to school, making a loan. But for Hillary and for me to be told by our government that we matter, that our future counted, it's unbelievable. We had 10 million, I should say this order, we had 10 million more students getting college aid when I was president. We loaned the money direct, and it was a different world. So this is a passion for her. And she believes if the student loan companies won't bring you down low interest rates, and you ought to have the option to borrow that money direct from the government, we have got to get these costs down for our students. And the final thing is, she believes if you go into public service, if you become a teacher, or a nurse, or a police officer, or a fireman, or a mental health worker, the service should repay the loan. And every year you serve,